Hello and welcome to Real Watchers Movie Club. My name is Garrett.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are your hosts. Movie Club is a show where we pick a movie every week and discuss it just like a book club. On today's show, we are continuing our month-long look at romantic films by taking a look at the classic rom-com, The Apartment. Our thoughts and more are coming up on Movie Club. Released in 1960, The Apartment was directed by Billy Wilder and stars Jack Lemmon, Shirley MacLaine, and Fred McMurray. A Manhattan insurance clerk tries to rise in his company by letting its executives use his apartment for nights with their mistresses, but office politics and his own romantic hopes complicate the matter. The film is currently ranked 98 on IMDb's Top 250, has a 4.4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and is ranked 41 on its Top 250. It was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, including Best Sound, Best Cinematography, Actor in a Supporting Role for Jack Kruschen, Actor in a Lead Role for Jack Lemmon, and Actress for Shirley MacLaine. It won 5 Oscars for Best Film Editing, Best Art Direction, Best Original Screenplay, Best Director, and Best Picture. Before we dive into our thoughts, though, we do want to issue a spoiler warning for The Apartment. We're going to spoil what happens in this movie, and you should go in blind, as I'm guessing both of us did. So make sure you go ahead and check it out because it is, well, I'm not going to spoil anything. Just go check it out and then come back. But stay tuned to find the end show what movie we're watching next week because it'll be our last romantic film for February.
So, Garrett, why did you pick this film?
I picked this movie because it is so goddamn high on the Letterboxd 250. And I feel like every time I see like discussions of classic film, The Apartment comes up. Or at least lately it's come up. And I was always like, I mean, I never really knew what it was, so I just wanted to check it out. And boy, am I glad I picked it. But so obviously I had heard about this movie before. Did you know anything about this movie?
Nope, nothing at all.
All right, went in completely blind. Let's go ahead and get our initial thoughts out of the way. I don't know where to begin because I know we both feel exactly the same.
Yep.
Because I was spoiled on what Kevin thought, and Kevin saw my review too.
Yep.
I want to start out by saying that one of the things that I live for in watching movies and reviewing movies and kind of looking at them like we do is I think I put this in my Letterboxd review, like the sentence of I knew this was going to be good but I didn't think I'd end up loving it this much is one of my favorite things that I say when it comes to movies. Like when I say that movies are magic, this is one of the contenders for why I say that. This movie is so good. Like I love Billy Wilder as a director. He has given us incredible films like Sunset Boulevard and Some Like It Hot, which are movies that we've covered on Movie Club. Also films like Double Indemnity, Witness for the Prosecution, Ace in the Hole, Sabrina. There's so many films that he has given us, classic, expertly created films that I didn't think it would be a top one. Like I thought they would all be kind of. This is his best film that I've seen, at least.
From the 3 films that we have reviewed, yes, most definitely.
Yes, this is a masterclass on so many fronts, from beginning to end.
I mean, it's just the pacing is absolutely fantastic, but you also get the character growth and maturity of each and every one. Even with I thought his boss wasn't going to be a big part in this movie, but then you realize that he is, but he doesn't come in until maybe like 30 minutes or 45 minutes into the movie. So he has a very big impactation on the film, but it's so late into the film as well, which is really cool. Because I thought I was like, oh, his boss is just his boss. But then you get to know his boss and you're like, oh my gosh, he actually is a key part in this movie.
Yeah, it's a very key part, and really the villain in so many ways. Like not necessarily like your typical like comic book mustache twirling villain, but still the villain.
He's a villain.
Oh, 100%. But I want to talk about one of the biggest reasons for why this movie works, and that is the performances.
Yes.
Jack Lemmon is
Acts his
skyrocketed
ass off.
toward the top of my list of favorite actors. Like, he is so charming and funny and lovable and sincere in this movie. And I can't help but love every moment he's on the screen. He is absolutely trying his hardest and his best to, you know, be the best he can given the situation. But he is taking advantage of these people, and he is, you know, like, hey, yeah, you can use my apartment, but I would like some, you know, a little bit of a word, you know, on what's going on, and kind of a promotion. So he's not like a completely, you know, good character. I mean,
No.
it obviously it's for the greater good, but, like, you know, it's definitely, you know, man, such a well written character. Shirley MacLaine as Fran is like a much better performance than I would have expected from a film of this time period. She definitely feels like an actress that was that out of more like the 70s or 80s.
She had more of a lead role kind of a situation.
More raw, more emotional than typical like leading lady performances were of the time. You know, I think if you had given this to someone like Doris Day or any number of other actresses, they would have probably played up the comedy angle. They probably would have played up the slapstick or whatever more. No, Shirley MacLaine plays this purely emotionally, and I wouldn't say she's a funny character. A lot of the comedy comes from the situation, but then also Jack Lemmon. She is the emotional heart and core of this.
Well, I feel like she's the wife of all of the people, of all the mistresses that are getting cheated on. I feel like, because she was one of them, and that's why I feel she got her heart broken so many times. And she knows that everybody's doing this, but they don't. So she has that empathy with her, I feel like, and it really shows when the boss tries to get at her again and telling me she's doing all of this, and the Christmas party happens, and then that tea spills, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that when that tea spills, it pours. So,
oh boy, yeah, they are splashing it on people. Also, I mean, as far as supporting performances go, Jack Crushing, who plays the doctor neighbor, he's great.
Really
his wife is really funny too.
Even
and then
the renter,
the landlady.
Landlady is hilarious too. Who was doing the army? Was there an army upstairs?
Who was doing army drills or whatever?
Yeah,
because they were trying to keep Fran awake.
Yes.
And then Fred McMurray, who plays the boss, is I forget the exact name of his character. This is gonna kill me. I feel like I should know it. Sheldrake. He's really good name. Too. Yeah, I mean, like, he's, you know, it's not like he's doing a bad thing. He's cheating on his wife. He has an affair. He's got a mistress.
He's had multiple.
But, like, he's like, it does genuinely feel like, you know, it's not cheating to get back at his wife. It's cheating because he genuinely likes Fran. And so it's hard for me to say that he's like truly and completely wrong, because I do think, like, you know, if you're married or whatever, you know, like, you do need to have discussions with your significant other if you're feeling, you know, a lack of attraction anymore, or lack of excitement or whatever. And obviously he's not doing that. He's just pursuing, you know, what he wants to pursue. But, like, he's at least slightly understandable. He's portrayed as a family man, you know, like, he definitely has his dark moments, but he's so good in this movie too. But yeah, performances all around are fantastic. I also want to talk about how far ahead of time this movie is.
Okay.
The fact, like, this came out in 1960, it was filmed in 1959. And there's just during the Hays production code, where you couldn't show, like, people sleeping in the same bed and all that kind of stuff. There's, admittedly, towards the end of it, but like, the fact that this movie dealt with affairs and, like, the main character just letting people have affairs in his place and being the cleanup guy, feels so, like, much more open than people of the time, I feel like, would have been. But, like, if you look back, people were just as crazy back in the 60s, as they were just better at hiding it because we didn't have social media or the internet or cell phones or whatever. So it makes sense. It's just like, there are parts like, I don't know how this happened during the Hays Code, because like if I was on that censor board, it would have been like, hey, you can't show people
hooking up
like this.
Yeah.
Even though people do it all the time back then, and I'm sure many of the people on the censor board did. But like, the film is funny, and it definitely has some really funny moments, but it also has some really good emotional moments too.
Yes.
Like particularly the storyline that happens with Fran is very emotional.
Yes. I mean, spoiler alert, I don't know if we said it, but but when she takes the sleeping pills, and that whole aspect comes up of he's trying to save her life. He's trying to save her life because he's the one that likes Fran pretty much.
But also she's in his apartment and like doesn't want someone to die in his apartment.
Exactly. But that whole aspect of it is it's just so emotional, and it wasn't really it's portrayed emotionally by Fran's actress, and it's so good because you don't know what's going to happen. They never lead into something that might foreshadow in the movie. It's just when she takes the sleeping pills, you're like, oh my gosh, how is he going to help her, even though he wants to be with her, kind of a situation. And just the way he Lemon pronounces, it's Lemon, right? Yeah. Pronounces his lines, like when it was towards the end of the movie where he goes, and remember, we still have that game of cards. I don't know what kind of card game it was.
It was Gin Rummy.
Gin Rummy. And I'm like, oh yeah, because that's what their first like kind of interaction was. She didn't know how to play Gin Rummy, but they didn't finish the game. Like that line aspect was like, oh yeah, maybe that this can work kind of like romantically.
Yeah. And I do want to talk about how this movie it does have major themes regarding self-harm, and obviously Fran attempts suicide, which hits really close to home. Especially for me, like I struggle with depression, and I'll be open and honest about that. So that really hit close to home, and especially at the end when she thinks that he shot himself, because he's already, like, again, the script is so masterful.
And again, we only see the gun for like maybe 2 scenes.
Well, even before that, he talked about how he was trying to shoot himself or whatever, and shot his knee because the person was walking or whatever. So like we already have that expectation that he has tried to do it before too. So like we definitely feel that way too. I mean, obviously it's a movie from 1960, so it's not going to do that. But I like how it implements it, because that gives Fran the opportunity to do the same exact thing that he did for her, and to show that she really does care too.
Yes.
And I think that the ending is like perfect. When she comes in and she's like stressed out because she heard the pop, and it was just the champagne bottle, obviously, which was set up to be there earlier.
Yep.
And then she's just like, well, we didn't ever finish that game. And like, he just starts talking about, like, I love you, I adore you so much, whatever. And it just ends with them playing cards. And I think
and she doesn't say it back either. She just says, let's deal the cards or something like that. Let's play the game. So
yeah,
but she
she loves him back. You know that that's a happy ending, all things considered. And I absolutely adored that ending. I mean, I adore the ending because I adore the characters. Like, this is like such masterful script writing, because you love these characters and you care about them in the same way that they care about each other, from just an hour and a half before that or whatever of kind of scenes and situations, and you feel for both of them, and you feel for everyone, really.
Well, even when Lemon's character is talking about when he went through his depression, during the movie, I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's so happy, uptight, and everything like that. And then when he talks about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, he actually went through that. I thought he was just a happy go-getter guy that just wants to help his colleagues, kind of a situation. So, and it really brings you back down to earth when he gives that little speech.
Yeah, it's great. This entire the dialogue, the script, the characters, it is just this is how you write a movie that is timeless. Like, this movie will be adored for a long time.
Well, and even it's only takes place in maybe what, 3 places?
Yeah, it's like the apartment, the office, and maybe one scene
Outside
of
on the
Sheldrake's
street.
house, and then the street. Yeah, and then maybe he's at the
Yeah.
theater. Like,
Mhm.
it's limited. It's less than 10 locations for sure.
Yeah. But it feels so big because of how much time you spend in each location, especially the office and the apartment, where you get to meet everybody and you understand where everybody comes from. But I just love how they use the rooms. The rooms felt so big, especially like the office, where it was just rows and rows of desks, and then the like the suites, I would say, in that
The
aspect,
offices, yeah.
the offices. And then, but even the hotel was small but big at the same time, I felt like. So
All right, so this was my pick this week. So my final thoughts and score. Get ready for 2 of the same.
Yep.
I think this movie is magic. I loved this film on a first watch, and I'm sure that I'm going to fall in love with it again and again every time I watch it. It's Hollywood magic from a very tumultuous time in Hollywood due to like the Hays production code and everything. It's one of the best films that I've seen in a long time. I've been thinking about this movie since I watched it. I think I watched it on Sunday, which is a few days ago. But I've still been thinking about it in certain shots and just the way that this movie is written. I love it. I love it, and I adore it, as Buddy says to Fran. So I gave this movie a perfect 100 out of 100. I really can't find any faults with this movie, and that means it's a 5 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd.
I mean, not to piggyback off of you, but yeah, I mean, this movie is fantastic with the character development and how you care for each character, even though some characters are doing bad things, and some people get into hairy situations. But it's again, like you say, it's cinema magic that happens in the 60s, where this movie doesn't. It's like a 2-hour movie. Doesn't feel like that at all. Like, whizzes by. I think an hour and 30 minutes into it, I go, oh my gosh, it's almost over, kind of a situation, because you just get so fully invested into the characters and the story that happens. And no spoiler alerts, but mine's 100 out of 100 as well, which is accumulates to 5 stars out of 5. It's one of those those romantic comedies or romantic dramas that I'm like, oh my gosh, why have I not seen this one yet, kind of a situation.
Yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't watch this sooner, and I would have not made an episode of Movie Club.
Yeah,
so,
true.
But the question now is calling to you. What do you think of The Apartment? Go ahead and leave that in the comment section down below. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Just remember to be respectful of one another, because it's really not hard to do that. Next week, though, we're going to be concluding our month-long look at romantic films by looking at the fantasy romance adventure movie, The Princess Bride, which we are very excited to talk about. That's going to be next week on Movie Club. So make sure you're subscribed. These episodes come out every single Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so it's just in time for whatever you need to do. And, of course, we have our live stream that goes live every single Wednesday. I almost forgot the date. Every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And make sure you're all subscribed here on YouTube. We also have our Instagram and our TikTok, because we're going to be putting some short form content out there to try and grow the channel a little bit. So we've got a lot of cool stuff coming that way. But that is going to be it. So thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, make sure to keep those eyes on the screen.